Everybody, it's Marc-T here, doing my first video in a while, and I apologize for that, but you know what, let's stop screwing around and let's get started, because I got a lot to talk about today. Now, if you've read the title, then you know this is a video about about Flcl Progressive, which I'm assuming you've probably seen a lot of people review already, but I'm going to talk about the episode, I'm going to say how I feel, and as a very big fan of the original series and manga already, it's pretty clear I know my stuff, not to be a little obnoxious about that. In any case, to start off with saying right now, I love the original Flcl anime. It was 6 episodes of pure high-octane awesomeness, humor, and honestly kind of depressing stuff. It's very well written and very hilarious, and if you haven't watched it, watch it before you watch Flcl Progressive. However, what I will say is that Flcl Progressive, at least for the most part, from what I've seen of this first episode, does not feel necessary that you need to watch the previous to know about this. But the fact of the matter is that if you want to be more in tune with the show, you want to know more about it, I suggest picking up this DVD right now and watching it as soon as you can before you start watching the first episode of Flcl Progressive. Now, let's get into the actual show. For the most part, I don't know how I feel about this episode. For the most part, it feels a lot like they're trying to essentially recreate what they did with Naota in the very first episode of the series. By the way, there will be slight spoilers on the series, so go watch it. It's only 6 episodes and 20 minutes each, so it's quite a few hours. In any case, it feels like that's what they're trying to do, but it also kind of feels like they're trying to do something very different, particularly with the opening scene, again, spoilers for Progressive as well, where we see a very slow build. You can kind of tell it's a dream, but you can also see it's kind of nightmarish fuel. It's very different from what I've seen, but and yet it just sort of works. We are introduced to Hitomi. Yeah, that's right, Hitomi, who is very much, I'm just going to assume she's basically supposed to be like the Naota of this series. She is the main character, and she's going to have a whole bunch of weird experiences. She's also particularly, you know, kind of lonerish type of character, which is kind of different from Naota, who at least had family and friends that he used to hang out with. This girl, however, seems very closed off. She doesn't know where her father is. I'm assuming that's who they're talking about. And she just, I don't know, from what her mother says, she seems to be trying this whole tsundere attitude, which means she doesn't really, want to think. Kind of like a, not an emo, like a gothic kind of thing, where she just ignores people, she doesn't care. It's more related to emo, but I don't know either, so moving forward. Then we see Tede, who is, I'm assuming, supposed to be the other main character other than Haruko and Hitomi, and we just see he's, I don't know how to put it, he's just kind of average. He talks to his friends that are slightly weird, and he's just a usual guy. Again, first episode, really not much to say, frankly. We don't get much of these characters. Although what I can say, what I've seen about Tede so far, makes me really like him, is that he's kind of, I don't know how to put it, he's a very selfless kind of person. If a giant robot comes to attack someone that basically is a stranger to you, but she's in the same class, he goes to jump in and try and protect him, despite the fact that he might get really, really hurt, which he does in this episode. So that's really all I can say about the characters. We also get introduced into a character named Jinyu, who I'm just going to call out. She is basically supposed to be like the Haruko of the series, and yet she's slightly different. Because she doesn't drive a Vespa. She drives a car. I don't know what the name of the car is. Unfortunately, I am not that well versed in cars, but overall, she drives a self-driving car. She ends up hitting Hitomi, and things start getting weird from there. There's also Hitomi's mother, who is just kind of an average mother, other than the fact that she likes to protrude knives, which is kind of terrifying to me, because, yeah, knives. Overall, I'm gonna try and watch this series from a fresh perspective. One of the biggest problems I've had in the past was that if I watch a series that's a sequel to another series, or like not so much a continuation, but like trying to be all new, like Legend of Korra, I gave a very bad rap because I wasn't I was so consumed with how much I loved Avatar: The Last Airbender that I wasn't willing to give it a chance until quite a few months later, where I actually did start giving it a chance, and I grew to really like the series for what it was. The point I'm trying to make is that, well, no matter what, I am probably going to end up making connections between the original Flcl series and this Season 2. You know, it is what it is, but I'm going to try and be open-minded. I know it's going to be very different, and I'm looking forward to the changes and crazy things that go about. Also, just to say, they have a teacher that makes them watch pornography, which is just hilarious to me. And I mean, you could say whatever it is. It could be some kind of crazy Japanese TV show, but you can hear it. By the way, I'm stating this right now. I've watched the English dub, not the Japanese, for, if anything else, I saw the original Flcl in English first, and that's the preferred version I like to watch, so I will be watching this series in English. So, beyond that, I really have not much to say. I have, as I've stated before, I have quite a history with Flcl. I like this series, but I'm open-minded to what Flcl Progressive will show me. And that's really all I can say. So, I hope you all enjoyed this, and we'll see you in episode 2. Later.